Hey people, welcome to r/Prorevenge, where people get a taste of I regret nothing, so let's get into it. Neighbors ran over our fence. Dad installed concrete fence that wrecked 8 of their cars. We live in a small private neighborhood. The neighbors are related to us more or less, distant relatives. Everybody here is a complete nut job. They were constantly arguing over decades before me or my brother were even born. Our property line is kinda like a square and it is surrounded by road from 2 sides. Keep in mind that on one part of the road we let our neighbors use 1 square meter of the land so they could use the road safer and not damage our property. This is crucial information. This road is made of gravel. The neighbors want my parents and only my parents to pay for the entire cost to lay an asphalt road. My dad and my mother are constantly fixing potholes for 90% of the road, so naturally, our neighbors thought that they were to pay for the asphalt road. Fast forward 20 years, the road remains gravelish. Nobody wanted to pay for the asphalt road. One day my neighbors ordered a massive truck filled with tons of wood. The truck driver runs over our fence. Nobody wanted to pay for the damage. Our fence is made out of multiple bushes, trees and a little bit of metal fence too. These plants were not completely destroyed and a part of metal fence completely dead. We had to replant these plants and place them in our fence. My father told me this was not the first time this happened to natural dirt. I couldn't believe it when I heard this, so this is where the revenge began. My father is a police officer in the department where the next weekend was but they never did. Because everybody knew that little part of land was still our property. One neighbor in particular threatened my dad that he will throw a fucking pickaxe at my father's back. Over the period of 1 year these neighbors hit the barrels so much with their cars that the barrels are now worthless. My dad was furious and he changed his petty revenge into a pro-revenge. He cut some wood to use it as a mold. He bought cement, sand and metal poles. One peaceful afternoon my father and I cemented the whole part of the land and placed some lovely flowers on top. So when they hit the concrete they can smell our flowers of victory /defeat, as we expected. 5 neighbors in total wrecked their cars on the new fence and nobody came knocking on the door. I have no idea what to say right now, just wow. When a tech said to get revenge on the school bullies. For the context, in short, I was following a tech-oriented cursus during my late secondary education. Who says secondary? Here in France, says compulsory. With all the bratty kids forced to school that comes with it. It meant a lot of bullying, harassment, a full speed, which eventually forced me to drop out due to stress. This story revolves around an assignment we had to complete. The teacher, referred to as CST, gave us, as homework, the task of translating the text, of our choosing, precisely what we had written in previous course, from asking me to say a big important paper text. Simple task for me, as I understand it very quickly. Then comes a book, the alpha male mentality type of bully. The lad that has no muscle and bone and brain. This stupid boy, referred to the text from me, wanted me to do the work. And as you can expect, it was blackmailing against fists. So I had to say yes. Except I didn't say yes blindly. This was a chance in a lifetime. I could take him down through my work. Plan of genius. I set out to write a small message of about the same length of his original text, with Notepad++. Why bother with this trash, right? That would drop him into shit once read by the teacher. The whole thing, naturally flavored by a Sun Tzu quote, couldn't recall which, made it a while ago. Of course, should I paste this in plain sight, it would be discovered right away. So, how to hide it? Just add a small one at the start of the binary code. Whole thing will be corrupt. Everything is done. I just send the hex code to SB's messenger. I would assume he would call me out on a corrupt code, but no response came. Trojan horse delivered it seemed. Next day, early morning I spot our CSD and tell him to have a look at SB's work. Me. It might look corrupt. Just take out the line at the start of the code. CST. How the hell would you know it's corrupt? If I hear that his account was hacked, you will hear from us. Me.
So let's remove this bit, and will you look at that? A written confession, it seems, came from SB. How quaint. I wonder who wrote this.
Jaws literally dropped in the classroom, and SB's? Priceless.
Not only was this young lad a cheater, he neglected to look at his work, and consequently, got baited. Next time you want to cheat, SB, at least check it yourself to avoid this embarrassment.
But then the teacher came to some check and verify SB's file with the whole classroom's files. Something I was remotely suspecting. He had already concluded. Soon, the entire classroom was unable to keep their jaw on. 4 other students matched, so they actually used my bait. All of them have something in common. They also bullied me, and were friends with SB. The classroom continued as normal, except for me, and 5 unlucky cheaters. Me for my constant dread and such joy and satisfaction to know I've outplayed some bullies with their own game, the 5 cheaters for their humiliation. After that class, they did not follow us to the next one. Later we learned that all 5 were expelled from school for few warnings for me I had enough. It was time for a plan. One to destroy his life. So I looked up how I could do this, incognito mode, and I saw the jackpot. This kid was dealing drugs, and how do I know? He codes his messages and I found the code and where, so I may or may not have given an anonymous tip to the police. They got busted and arrested for being in possession of a class of drug. This was before the cannabis made legal law also. He is currently in jail for 7 years and my brother is much happier without him. Well, that was short. Boo it, that was on purpose, as after the second, I looked for short ones. Anyways, on to the 4th one.
Don't touch my sketchbook.
Small backstory, me and my friends walk to the library and B harasses us all the time. I also carry my sketchbook everywhere. This was in 6th grade. This is one story. One day we are doing the usual and walking to the library, when B bikes up to us and screams,
"Evil bitches!"
and continues to harass us. That includes stealing my phone, mocking us, telling us we're worthless, etc. I'm pissed. F1 is pissed. F2 and S are just waiting for me and F1 to blow up. Then this fucking genius we call B decided it was a good idea to take my sketchbook and start going through it. Of course, being a petty 6th grader, I chase him almost into oncoming traffic multiple times, because I was very self-conscious about my art and how I looked. Even though I was very underweight, I tackle him and he still keeps it out of my fucking reach, when I decide to kick him in the crotch and grab it. Pages were wet from the fact it had rained earlier and he dropped it in a puddle. This was a very large amount of sketches, and many were now ruined, which any artist knows breaks your heart. I walk back over to B and F1, who is screaming with S at B for being a dick, and just to be mean I walk over to him still on the floor holding his dick and step on it. But oh, it doesn't end there. For harassing us and ruining my property, I just want proper revenge. I tell my friends the plan, and they loved it. Since me, B, and F1 have gym together, every time he got near us we would scream,
"Stop trying to touch us,"
and run. While walking, we would fall behind the group to tell his girlfriend about him trying to touch us, which he didn't. We just felt like being dicks and ruining the relationship, and she broke up with him the next week. We also embarrassed him in front of his brother, and got him multiple referrals. Overall, just made his life a living hell. What made my day was when I heard his parents had heard about it. They thought B had been touching me, F1, F2, and us inappropriately and physically hurting us. Best fucking day of my life. I almost felt bad. Not. Truthfully, I don't know whether to think this is real or not. I have my doubts. But, I'll let you people to decide. Anyways, this is the last story and the end of the video. So, see you next time.